So my name's Lauren, I'm 36 years old, I am a police officer and I live in Canberra. So my hobbies are probably first and foremost running. I have been running on and off since I was in my late teens. So running, I grow succulents, propagate succulents. I have cats. I am a crazy cat lady, so my cats occupy a significant portion of my time. I think Canberra is the perfect mix of country and city all mixed up in like this tiny little country town. My worst enemy would say that probably that I think I'm smarter than I actually am. And look, honestly, probably my worst enemy would say I'm a little bit of a bitch too. I have frog feet. That's my hidden talent. I just have feet that I can spread like little hands, and I can pick things up with my toes, and they look like gecko feet or frog feet. In terms of travel, I had a trip booked that I've had to cancel, unfortunately, but it was booked to trek across Jordan through Wadi Rum and Petra, then go to Turkey and spend 3 weeks traveling around Turkey, and then go to Greece and spend about 2 weeks on mainland Greece. Who would I invite to dinner? I would invite Boston Rob, because I love him. I do think that I play a pretty confident femme fatale, a pretty confident villainess. So I think the female villains of the early seasons, your Jerry Manthys, your Parvati's, that's the kind of game I'm probably channeling. I found out that I was going to play season 3 while I was in the drive-thru at McDonald's, getting a coffee on my way out to the campsite. And despite being an absolutely massive Survivor fan who spent the better part of 20 years imagining what it would be like to play, it is a different thing suddenly having to put your head into the game just like that with no prep time. In terms of alliances, I'm looking for players. I'm not there to align with people who are flying below the radar, I suppose. I've never respected that kind of gameplay. I think if you're going to coast through, fly below the radar, not make big moves, not be a threat in order to just skate through without having to upset people, I don't respect that kind of gameplay, and they're certainly not the people I would align with. I've got no issue with switching alliances up either. I think you've got to know when to zig and when to zag, and there are going to be times where it's time to jump ship onto another group of people who need me and I need them more than, say, my old alliance. Despite appearances, I'm actually quite a good relationship builder. I'm actually really generally pretty good with people. People is my job. It's what I've been doing since, I first started working when I was 14, 15. I like people. I like engaging with people. I can't imagine I will ever be perceived as a hero, only because people who play, especially women who play very strong, overt games, tend to be labelled as villains. Men who play similar games tend to be labelled as heroes. If I was to win, I think the main reason would be that people respected that I'd played a strong game. People will just remember me as a strategic, deliberate, focused, confident maybe to the point of being a little bit almost arrogant at times with my game player. I think I'd like to think that people remember me as an interesting player. It's hard to explain to people who aren't Survivor fans what an opportunity like this means. And I think people probably, laugh and go, oh my God, it was 2 days, it's not that big a deal. But I've been a Survivor fan since the moment it hit the screens. And it was the first time in my life that I had actually found people who were on TV who were exactly like me. I hope for people to understand that no matter how I go in the season, just how much it meant to me.